Hey, Tony Guys is here, popping in for a little bit. You know what? I want to talk to you today, and I want you to understand something. And it's real important. A lot of times we don't think about this, but you really gotta appreciate the season that you're in, because I always notice the grass always greener on the other side, and so many people that they racing to wanna be in a relationship. They're racing to wanna be a parent. And then the people who are in a relationship, most of them wish they had more single days. And a lot of people who have kids wish they would have waited on kids. And so I say that to say the grass always green on the other side. So you have to get to where you appreciate the season that you're in, and that you don't get caught up wishing that you were in somebody else's shoes. Because I love being married because I choose to love being married. I don't have to love being married, but I choose to love being married. And I love being a parent. But like last night, me and my wife had a date night because I got these tickets for the game. So we go to the game, and our oldest son had practice an hour and a half away from our house. So my business partner, mentee, friend, he had to, I asked him, could he take my son to practice so me and my wife could do our little date night. And he lives probably 40, 50 minutes from me. So he drove 40 minutes to my house, and then he drove that hour and a half to my son's practice. Got there probably 15, 20 minutes before the practice started, so you gotta wait that time. Then practice was 2 hours, and then drove back an hour and a half. So, and then drove home that other 40 minutes. And this is, someone who's not my blood relative, someone who, I know and trust, is not a driver, not a, nanny or anything like that. But that was big. But that's what I had to do as a parent. For all of that, now I would have done all that had me and my wife not had that date and we had them tickets to the game, which them tickets probably together, was a pretty penny. And I already paid for it. And this practice he wouldn't normally have, but it got added on. And it's a part of his dream, and it's the highest level of soccer that he could play on at his age. And so I had to do that. Next Saturday in Las Vegas, it's a boxing match I want to see. And I asked my wife, you mind if I go? She said, no, I don't mind. She was like, you ought to go. She know how I be stressed, just with having to take care of so many people. And that I be looking for little getaways and just time to wind down. Right now I'm under the weather and, a little under the weather. And so she knows it's a lot that come with being an empath, being a giver, being a servant. And so I could go to that, but I will feel guilty. And I went to a match not long ago, and I went and I felt guilty. I was like, man, why am I doing this? And even though my wife know and understand, but the reason why I feel guilty is because, for one, I'm married. I'm going to do something without my wife. And then two, I'm a father. And so when you get into a relationship or when you become a parent, your life becomes about those kids. So you want to just up and go to this concert, up and go to this event, up and go to this conference, up and go to this, up and go to that. Your life is about those kids. And you making a conscious decision. And so it's a lot of people who have kids and they keep doing business and their kids are suffering because their kids don't have them. They keep traveling. Their kids don't have them. or their kids gotta miss out on a normal life, so their kids gotta be homeschooled and can't have a regular life, don't get to go to regular school and be around kids and have the environment of having a social interaction. They home alone by themselves and not really being able to be around their peers and develop the same way. I meet a lot of homeschool kids who they seem totally fine, but it's something to homecoming week where you get to dress up in a different outfit every week. That's something, those are memories that them kids will never forget. You know, homecoming dance, prom, that's something that you don't get if you homeschooling. And it's something to being in a classroom with other kids and having to talk and build and, you know, get along. It's totally different than just being by yourself and being at home, or maybe being home with your sibling. It's totally different. And so if a parent chooses to just keep ripping and running and traveling and doing all this and that, then the kid have to be homeschooled. So now the kid doesn't get a normal upbringing. And that's gonna change their personality. It's gonna affect their personality. Whether for the good or for the bad, it's gonna affect their personality. And it's something we don't think about. And it's so many people. I talk to single moms who they're like, you know, if I don't get a break, if I don't get to go to the concert, if I don't get to go here, if I don't get to go there, I'm gonna kill myself. And they'll say stuff like that. And sometimes I'm like, you talking about the kids that you were fighting for, the kids that you wanted so desperately bad, the kids that you was trying actively to get pregnant, the kid that came after the miscarriage that broke you down, and you got that kid, and now you questioning your life because you got to do a lot of practices and a lot of recitals and a lot of kid stuff. The grass ain't always green on the other side. Now, it's green if you're going to water it. But what I mean is, what I'm trying to say here is right where you are, that grass could be green. You just got to water it. And when it's time for you to move from where you are to another place, you will know it. You will outgrow the space you're in, and you will know it's time to move. So I'm sharing this with y'all to say, it's beauty on every side. It's beauty in every existence. It's beauty in every step of the way. So I could look and see. I was telling my wife last night, we was leaving the game. I say, listen, when our boys go to college, we finna be doing epic sports. We're gonna have us an epic sports page to where our Instagram gonna be, we going to the most epic sporting events in the world. We gonna be in Italy for FIFA. We gonna be in Canada for the hockey Stanley Cup. We gonna be in Los Angeles for the Super Bowl. We gonna be in Miami for the Formula One racing. We're gonna be in New York for the US Open tennis. Tennessee for the Masters golf. I told we finna be all around the world when our kids go to college. And so here I am envisioning already no kid life. But at the same time, I'm appreciating having kids. And we ripping and running. So Monday, oldest got practice. Tuesday, oldest and youngest got practice. Wednesday, oldest got practice. Thursday, oldest and youngest got practice. Friday, youngest got practice. Saturday, youngest got a game. Sunday, we'll get off now, hopefully. But typically, before this little break, because they get a break to play high school soccer. My oldest will have a game on Saturday and Sunday. So the youngest and the oldest will have a game on Saturday, and then the oldest will have a game on Sunday. And then sometimes the youngest will have a game on Sunday. 7 days a week, we running behind our kids. 7 days a week. You don't get a lot of time to breathe. You don't, and I know you need a break, and I know you need some time to yourself, but you don't get a lot of time to breathe. And so what I do is, because I, earn a decent living, somewhat of a decent living, it's little knickknacks, little stuff here and there my wife could order. And it might be $20, it might be $50. But every single day, it's a package that come in. And it might be just something super small from an Etsy shop that she shop on. I went to the door today, it was something from Nordstrom. It looked like it's something for our sons. Looked like some kind of sweaters or something. Could be for Christmas, I don't know. And then I look at another little package, it's from Nordstrom, from yesterday or the day before. And another little package is from Nordstrom. And I want to get mad. I want to get mad and be like, man, why so many packages coming here? Every single day it's packages coming. But then I said to myself, I said, you know what? She's a mom. And just how she said I could go to this boxing match in Las Vegas, that's Sin City. And she said it without hesitation. I said, you mind if I go? She's like, no, I don't mind. Because she see what I have to put up with taking care of my whole family outside of this household. I got to take care of grown people. And so she see the stress that put on me. And so she said, go. But I didn't book the ticket. And I know, and she said, we don't have anything. We don't have any games. So you're not really missing nothing. And I said, no, I thought to myself, I'm like, I probably like it better on pay-per-view. But I say to myself like that, okay, if I go do that, I looked at the ticket, $1,300. The flight probably will be around at the hotel. So I'm like, I'll be gonna spend a couple grand on myself. That's my thing. If she's spending $25, $50 at a time, by the time she get to a couple grand, that's 50, 60, 70, 100 packages. That's 100 packages at $20 a pop. So I put it in perspective and I said, okay, this my outlet, this her outlet. Just getting a little new knick-knack for the shelf. Brighten her day. Make her feel good. That's her outlet. And so if you a parent, find your outlet. If you're in a relationship, even being in a relationship can be smothering at times. As much as you could love your partner, you're gonna want some alone time. My wife, she doing a lot of reading. She done probably read 50, 60 books this year or more. She could be at 70 books this year. And every moment I look up that we not talking, she reading. She reading on her phone, she reading an ebook. And that's just a little zone out, just a little me time, And so for me, she go to sleep, I'm listening to my little boxing news on YouTube. I'm listening to the press conferences. I'm watching the press conferences. I'm watching the 24/7 shows. I'm watching this stuff. And I'm getting that, it just zone out. So what I say is, you gotta find beauty in the season that you're in. And stop lusting after another season. And do what you gotta do to have your little outlet and have your little escape in the season that you're in. And embrace and appreciate. So if you single, I mean live single. Go on every trip you could go on. Go to every event you could do. Do everything you could do as you single, because when you single, you don't have to ask nobody for permission. I got a client and she building offices around the country. She doing all of these businesses. She doing all of this stuff. She in a million different businesses. And every time she tell me, I say, it's because you single. I say, you could do that when you single. I say, embrace that when you single. I say, it's a lot of business ideas that a married person could have. But if they partner don't see eye to eye, if they partner not with that, they can't do that and keep their marriage intact. So appreciate the fact that you single and you could build and you could rip and run and do how you want to do. Because when you get a husband, he's gonna have a say so. And if it's too much for his appetite, he gonna put salt in the game. So appreciate this season. And sometimes she be like, no, that ain't true. I'ma still be doing all of this. I'm still be doing all. Not if you want to respect the person you with. And if they don't think that's a solid idea, if they don't think that's a smart business move, if you want to respect the person you with, then no, you're not gonna do that. If you want your marriage to last, your blessings will be hindered if you're going against what your partner feel is smart and wise to do. If this the person that you love and the person you chose and the person you trust, you got to trust their input. You can't just do what you want to do if this the person you done chose to marry. So listen to me. Embrace the season you're in. Stop being desperate for a relationship. Stop being desperate for kids. If you in a relationship and it's happy and it's healthy, don't be wishing that you single. If you got kids, don't be wishing that you didn't have kids. We got to be where we are and just and ride it out till we so full of it. We done it so much so that when your child turn 18, you exhausted. You have exhausted all of you in this child. You had this child in everything, just going. Because when they turn 18 and they go to college, guess what? The seasons change. Now you waking up, you ain't got to take nobody to school. You ain't got no game to go to. You ain't got this to go to. And you like, what am I going to do with myself? Then your season is going to change. So you got to embrace where you are with what you have and enjoy it to the fullest capacity. Appreciate that, love that, and know that seasons change. And when your season change, you want to make sure you have received and gotten the fullness out of your last season. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.